In this video, I'm going to show you one of the biggest mistakes you can be making on your one-handed backhand. So make sure you stay tuned to find out what that is and how to fix it. So like I said, in this video, I'm going to show you what's one of the biggest mistakes that you could be making on your one-handed backhand. What I think is one of the biggest mistakes you could be making is not understanding the difference of the swing. Really, we're not trying to go up. We're trying to really pull the racket across using the forearm to create more heavy topspin. So if you want a heavy topspin one-handed backhand, this is the video you need to keep watching. So what do I mean? Well, if I pull up like this, you're not really getting enough penetration. So you might get a heavy ball, but you're not going to get the ball that really moves through the court. And that's what we want in the one-handed backhand. You know, we're not thinking of the kind of the days where you kind of bunt the ball and get it flat. In today's modern day game, especially if you have a one-handed backhand, you better be able to put some spin on it. So that's what I want to show you, how you can put heavy spin on your one-handed backhand. So one of the keys is learning how to use your forearm more efficiently. And also, in the process of using your forearm, we're coming across the body and not rolling up like this, okay? One key element is the grip. Now, instead of going into all the exact way of the hold it, I'm going to break it down in a very easy, really easy way. Hold the racket in front of you flush, just like this, and then grab it from the top. This is the easiest way to make sure you find the grip, because what's going to happen is we want to make sure at contact your racket is in this position, okay? We got to make sure in this position. If you have, let's say, a old school backhand grip where the racket's slightly on top, what you're going to notice is when you try to hit the ball up here, you're going to have to bend your wrist, your hand's on top. It feels good here, but it doesn't feel good here, okay? If you're doing this, it's not going to work, because what we need is for the racket to rotate. And this is the easiest grip you're going to find to make the racket rotate in a comfortable manner. If your racket or your hand's on top, you're going to notice how the rotation is really awkward. So that's the first key element. Now, the second key is making sure that we prepare correctly. When we prepare, we're going to take the racket to their side. We're going to have the racket slightly facing back and up, okay? Really important, back and up, because when we start dropping the racket behind you, we're going to pull it, and as we pull it, we're going to open up, okay? But one step at a time. Take the racket back and up. Now, you notice how I'm on my outside leg, I'm loading up the weight, okay? As I start to take my step forward, you're going to see me start to drop the racket. Key element here is that I'm not letting go of the racket. You're not seeing me let go of the racket here. I'm actually still holding on to the racket, and I'm going to hold on to the racket all the way down to this position here, okay? This is a key position. This key position is where I call the leverage position, or sometimes the slot position. Getting the racket in the slot, where the butt of the racket's facing away or facing towards the contact of the oncoming ball, okay? And I'm going to work on pulling this butt of the racket into the ball. I'm not snapping. This is the difference. I'm pulling the racket into the butt of the ball, not snapping, okay? Now, we're talking about hitting a heavy topspin backhand, one-handed backhand. Now, the key to this is rolling the racket up and across, okay, using your forearm. Now, I want you to make sure you go out and try this progression. All we're going to do is hold the racket in this fashion here, and I'm going to use my forearm to turn the racket over. Just do that 5-10 times just to get used to how that feels. Now, once we're here, we're going to drop the racket under and pull it and turn that forearm over. Now, when you're done, you can turn it over and up. It's really important that when we're finishing, we're turning the racket and the racket head is going up through the contact. We're not pulling the racket straight behind the ball, because if we're pulling the racket straight behind the ball, we're not going to have the heavy spin we want to create this heavy topspin backhand, okay? So as we're pulling it, you're going to notice that my racket doesn't snap forward. All this is going to do is roll over and finish, okay? My finish, nice and wide. I'm going to pull it to the side, okay? Not here, here, because we're going to roll the forearm out to the side and have a big finish. Once we do that, you're going to notice a huge difference in the amount of topspin you're going to have. Notice how I'm getting behind the ball. Even if the ball gets high on me, I can use my shoulders to really hit the ball. Now watch how I'm going to really work my forearm to produce the heavy spin on the backhand. It's really an explosion. I can take ball that high and still create a lot of spin on it. Okay, really important to explode through the ball. and I'm using my legs to do this. If you work on this, go out and practice each stage where we're taking the racket back, dropping it, and exploding with that forearm. You're gonna notice a dramatic increase in the amount of spin you get on your one-handed backhand. So go out, try it, tell me how it works, and go and play tough.